Dear students, very good morning. I believe you are fine as usual. Today, our topic is again lesson number 3, Deep Water. Its writer is William Douglas. Till this time, we conclude it, or we explain it, or we discuss it more than 7 paragraphs. We shall recapitulate something, and let us start from paragraph number 8. I struck at the water as I went down, expanding my strength as one in the nightmare fights an irresistible force. I had lost all my breath. My lungs ached. My head throbbed. I was getting dizzy. But I remembered the strategy. I was suffering from the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms and thrash with my legs. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. This is all imagination. These things are easy to think, easy to say, but very difficult to do. The writer says that when he struck the water as he was going down and down towards the bottom of the pool, he says that he expended all his energy, he expended all his strength, just like one consumes everything when he fights in a something in a nightmare. When he fights something like a force which he would never suppose, he would never dominate. And nightmare is, as far the word is concerned, it is here used as a noun, a very frightening dream. We can get its meaning like this: very difficult and unpleasant experience. We can say it's a worst thing which could have happened. And if we can say that the writer, when he was going down deeper into the water in a pool where he had come to learn the art of swimming, but here happened a misadventure, and the writer gives us the detail what happened and how the things were developing there. He was going down and down, and he was fighting, battling for his life, and he was battling with a force which he seems was irresistible. Irresistible means it was too strong or powerful to be stopped or prevented or dominated. यानी राइटर हमें कह रहा है कि जब वो वहाँ पानी में नीचे जा रहा था, पानी की सतह को वो चीर कर नीचे जा रहा था, बॉटम की तरफ जा रहा था, बेस की तरफ जा रहा था, तो जैसे उसने तमाम उसकी हिम्मत जो थी, ताकत जो थी, वो ज़ाया हो गई, वो ज़ाइल हो गई। लेकिन एक ऐसे ताकत के साथ जैसे वो लड़ रहा था, वो कंपेयर कर रहा था इस सिचुएशन को एक नाइटमेयर के साथ, एक गिनावने ख्वाब में जैसे कोई किसी ताकत से लड़ रहा था, और वो इस फोर्स के साथ लड़ रहा है, इस ताकत के साथ लड़ रहा है जिसको वो सर नहीं कर सकता है। And meanwhile, he says he lost all his breath. Breath is the air, the quantum of air, the amount of air that you send out of your lungs when you breathe, or the air that you take into your lungs. Both the situations. When air gets off your out of your lungs, when the air gets into your lungs. So lungs is in inhaling and exhaling part of a organ of a body. My lungs ached, my head throbbed. कह रहा है कि मेरे जो लंग्स थे, छाती जो उसकी थी, उसमें पेन पैदा हो गई, इसमें दर्द पैदा हो गया. And my head throbbed. So the throb word is always related to heart, but the writer has related it to his head. Throbbed means when your heart throbs, it means that your heartbeat is faster or more strongly than usual, or it palpitates or beats irregularly, one should say. But he has linked this word to head, means his mind or head was not working properly. I was getting dizzy. Dizzy again means he was feeling mentally confused. यानी वो उसका दिमाग सही समय सोचता नहीं था, काम नहीं कर रहा था. Or one in other way we should say he was confused, as if he had lost his mental balance, or he was losing his mental balance. वो अपने इस मेंटल बैलेंस को, दिमागी ताकत को वो खो बैठने जा रहा था. But I remembered the strategy. I would suffering from the bottom to the pool and come like a cork to the surface. This was the strategy which he had mentioned in the beginning of the lesson, that he would jump from the pool or under the from the bottom of the pool of the water and would reach to the surface just like a cork. And this was very easy to say and very difficult to perform. I would like flight on the water, strike out with my arms and thrash with my legs. And this was the part of this strategy. Strategy means it is a planned action, a skill of planning. This is called a strategy. And in this strategy, he what he thinks that I would lie flat on the water. वो बिल्कुल फ्लैट अपने बॉडी को फैलाएगा पानी की सतह पे, स्ट्राइक आउट विद माई आर्म्स, और अपने बाजुओं को भी फैलाएगा, थ्रैश विद माई लेग्स, और अपने लेग्स से, टांगों से वो पानी को मारना शुरू कर देगा, लेग्स को हिलाना शुरू करने. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe, and according to him he would then be able to reach to the safer side of the pool, means to the edge of the pool. Then what happens after this? This was the final line of the paragraph number 8. Now from let's start paragraph number 9. I went down endlessly. I opened my eyes, nothing but water in the yellow glow. dark water than one could not see through. Then he was going down, and it looks that it has no end. I opened my eyes, but he opening his eyes. We don't think that these things are possible when goes down under the water. What he thinks they are and what he not. Whether he opens his eyes, opens his mouth, these things look is very impossible. But writer had mentioned here. One should say when we make a criticism of this lesson, we could conclude that these things the critics will look into these things, but the writer has put these things and on writing. uh, Let us believe this, and there is no nothing we can't do, nothing beyond that. Nothing but water with a yellow glow means the writer identifies the color of the water when he is battling for life, that too under the surface of the water, when he is deep into the water. यानी राइटर ने जो वो बातें भी लिखी हैं जो एक डूबने वाले शख्स के लिए परखना बड़ा ही मुश्किल है, वो वाटर का कलर भी बता रहा है, वो सब कुछ बता रहा है कि उसमें कितनी ताकत थी, कैसे वो टांगे हिला रहा था, आंखें खोल रहा था, सब कुछ उसने इस लेसन में बता दिया है। हमें इस पर बस यकीन ही करना है, क्योंकि हम इसके लिए हमारे पास कोई इसके अलावा अल्टरनेटिव नहीं है। बहरहाल जब कोई क्रिटिक इसका क्रिटिसिज्म करेगा तो वो इन बातों को ज़रूर नोटिस करेगा। एंड देन द शेयर स्टॉर्क टेरर सीज्ड मी, टेरर दैट नोज नो अंडरस्टैंडिंग, टेरर दैट नोज नो कंट्रोल, टेरर दैट नो वन कैन अंडरस्टैंड हु हैज़ नॉट एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट। And then sheer and stalk. Sheer means very plain, stalk means very plain, almost synonymous words. Terror seized me means it gripped me, it dragged me. The terror means the fear. वो खौफ, एक खौफ ने मुझे, जो बिल्कुल खौफ के अलावा कुछ नहीं था, उसने मुझे जैसे पकड़ लिया, दबोच लिया। Terror that knows no understanding. It was the terror, I can't understand it fully. It was the terror, I can't control over it. It was the fear that one cannot understand who has experienced it, whosoever experienced such kind of the situation. Besides, the writer would say the same words, that it was the situation was so terrific that one could not understand, one could not explain it. I was shrieking underwater. Again, when somebody is under the water, he can't think for shrieking. He can only think for crying, but can't cry, because water would not allow the person to cry. I was paralyzed under the water. I was paralyzed. It means unable to feel, unable to move, unable to understand. Stiff, rigid with fear. The fear had rendered me very hard, very rigid, very solid. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Now he comes to the point. The screams, the cries in his throat were frozen, means it was taken away, it was prevented, because the water was everywhere. The water was surrounded him and his every part of the body. क्योंकि अब उसने सही बात बता दी कि वाटर ने इसके तमाम चीज़ को पैरालाइज कर दिया था, मफलूज कर दिया था। इसके थ्रोट में, इसके गले में जैसे कोई चीज़ बैठ गई थी। वो आवाज़ भी नहीं निकाल सकता था, क्योंकि अगर वो अपना मुंह खोल देता तो पानी अंदर जा सकता था, वो उसकी मौत वहाँ वाक़ा हो सकती थी। तो ये एक रूल है तमाम लोगों के लिए जो पानी के अंदर जाएंगे बगैर कोई इक्विपमेंट, वो कोई कम्युनिकेशन नहीं कर सकते हैं। ओनली माई हार्ट एंड uh, and the pounding in my head said that I was alive. And one thing that was that it was in his understanding. He thinks it in his heart and in his mind that he is still alive. The death has not taken his soul away from his body. अभी मौत ने इसकी रूह को उससे नहीं ले लिया है. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. The terror was everywhere. The writer was subjugated. He was he has reached near the point of death, but there arose a spark of hope. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. I remembered in my heart of hearts that when I reached the bottom, when I touched the bottom, I would like to jump. जब मैं तह तक पहुंच जाऊंगा, बॉटम को छूऊंगा, तब मैं वहां से एक जंप लगाऊंगा. At last I felt the tiles under me, and finally I touched the tiles. I touched the floor of the pool. My toes reached out as if to grab them. मेरी पाँव की जो ये उंगलियां थी वो टाइल्स के पास, टाइल्स को उन्होंने इस तरह छुआ जैसे मैंने इनको पकड़ लिया. आई जंप्ड विद एवरीथिंग आई हैड एंड आई जंप्ड विद एवरीथिंग आई हैड means I summoned up all my courage, I summoned up all my strength I had and begin to jump. But the jump made no difference. But it made no difference. The water was still around me. The water was all around. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings, and I looked for the rescue equipments just like ropes, ladders, and the water wings, but nothing came to his rescue. Nothing but water, but there was water everywhere. A mass of yellow water held me. एक येलो किस्म के इस पानी ने इसे जैसे घेर लिया था, पकड़ लिया था. Stock terror took an even the deeper hold on me like a great charge of electricity. The water was working me just like just like an electric current. It couldn't allow me to go away from the clutches of water. I shook and trembled with fright. अब मैं थरथराने लगा. अब मुझे थरथराहट हो गई, खौफ से, डर से. My arms wouldn't move. Now, my arms, the writer's limbs, gave him the reply that they would not be no more at his disposal. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened, but there was one hope: to call anybody for help, to send for his mother, but that too was not possible. Everything looks impossible. Everything looks grim. हर एक चीज़ राइटर के लिए नामुवाफिक ही जा रही थी. उसके यानी बस में कोई चीज़ नहीं थी. पॉजिटिव वहाँ कोई चीज़ नहीं हो रही थी जिससे राइटर अपने आप को इस पानी की इस दलदल से बचा ले. थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई थिंक दिस इज़ एनफ फॉर टुडे. हैव अ नाइस डे.